Today we're going to talk about profits, and I'm not talking about the kind that corporations make. I'm talking about profits of life. Um, Biblically, profits played a major role in the development of the religions that we humans tend to follow. And so uh, you don't hear much about profits these days, although there are those who claim to be a prophet. And let me tell you this, anybody who claims to be a prophet is most certainly not one. And the last place you will ever find a modern day prophet is in the church. The church is an institution, and institutions are self-serving, and there's no way that life would be associated with somebody who's self-serving in that sense. So where do you find the prophets today, or are there any prophets left? Well, I think there are a lot of prophets around these days, and we just don't know where to find them or how to listen to them. So let me give you a little insight from my perspective anyway. Prophets are always found within the creative community, not religion. Throughout history, those who were steeped in creativity and imagination are the ones who touch the unbroken web. And those who do, have messages for us that they bring back from that interaction with the unbroken web. And the message that they consistently have, and this is how you recognize a prophet, do they plead the cause of the poor and the afflicted? That's the key to finding a prophet among us today. So let me talk about a couple of prophets that I want to share with you. The first one being the biblical guy, Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a prolific writer, and that alone qualifies him as a creative. And he was a prolific writer. He wrote Jeremiah, he wrote the Kings, he wrote Lamentations. He was known as the weeping prophet. So here is a man filled with emotion and connected, I'm sure, to the unbroken web. And so let me tell you a little story from the 22nd chapter of Jeremiah. He's on his ministry tour, which didn't last all that long. And he's going around talking to people, sharing the messages that God has given him. And so he goes to the king at the time, King Shallum. And Shallum was the son of Josiah. And Josiah is known as a righteous king, one of the righteous kings of Israel. He did that which God commanded him to do, and everything was just fine. But Shallum went the other direction, worshipped idols, and was drawing the people away from God. So Jeremiah pays him a visit and tells him that God has told Jeremiah that his kingdom is going to be taken from him because of his wicked ways. And he says this incredible line, referring to Shallum's father, Josiah. Jeremiah says, "He pleaded the cause of the poor and the afflicted. Then it was well with him. Is this not what it means to know me, saith the Lord?" Wow. So Jeremiah, the prophet, connects righteousness, if you will, with pleading the cause of the poor and the afflicted. Now, think about us today in the U.S. We hardly do that. We are dominated by the 1%, the rich, the wealthy, the haves of the world. Meanwhile, life cares about everybody. You know, we're all equal, not only under the sun, but in the spirit. So this is an important concept for us to consider. So let's go to another prophet, this one more modern. And his name is Stephen Foster. And I'm sure you recognize him. You know, he's the guy who wrote tons of songs in the mid-19th century. And I think he qualifies as a prophet. And so what I'd like to do right now is read to you the words of the Stephen Foster song, Hard Times Come Again No More. And you will see this man pleading the cause of the poor and the afflicted through this song. And it's very definitely a prophetic message that he has to say in this song. So let me read you the lyrics, and please, you know, maybe shut your eyes and just listen. "'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times, come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times, come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty, and music light and gay, there are frail forms fainting at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks will say, oh, hard times, come again no more. Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears, while we all sup sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears, oh, hard times, come again no more. There's a pale, drooping maiden who toils her life away, with a worn heart whose better days are o'er. Though her voice would be merry, 'tis sighing all the day, oh, hard times, come again no more. 'Tis a sigh that is wafted across the troubled wave, 'tis a wail that is heard upon the shore. 'Tis a dirge that is murmured around the lowly grave, oh, hard times, come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times, come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times, come again no more. That's profound in my judgment, and it points us to the place that demands our attention more, and that is pleading the cause of the poor and the afflicted. So look around you. Who are those people who are doing just that? And, you know, not everybody who takes care of somebody is a prophet, surely. But you'll find the heart of God, the very heart of life itself, is always and forever with the poor. God bless you. You got to remember that I could be completely wrong about all of this because I'm just a commentary.